Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and welcome to another live session of the Life on Fire virtual summit. And so I'm just really excited to have so many people here live with us today. We've had thousands, well over 14,000 people have come through and signed up for this very Life on Fire virtual summit. And if this is the first time tuning in, I'm just going to lay a couple things out, which is we've already done 2 sessions, and you can find the sessions by going to our podcast, which is Life on Fire TV, and you can access that directly through iTunes. You can also go on this very page on the right side. We've got links provided for you guys. And the first session we did was with Adam Braun, who is the founder of Pencils of Promise. And if you haven't seen that, you definitely want to check it out. It's very inspirational. And Adam talked through his journey, his near-death experience, why he's building a for-purpose business, and why he created Pencils of Promise, which is an organization that builds schools literally all around the world and provides education to kids that just don't have a chance. And we're all fortunate. If you're tuning in right now, you're hearing my voice, and you're seeing me on the screen, you've got a computer, you've got education, you've got a huge amount of opportunity in your life. And so it's an amazing organization. And as many of you know, that after you've opted into this, we have what's called the Business on Fire bundle. So we asked some of the world's most incredible entrepreneurs to donate and to give us some of their high-caliber, top-performing products. And so we have everything from live coaching with Michael Bernoff, who is a breakthrough coach and peak performance coach. And that's an actual live workshop with him. You're tuning in on the phone, and the outcome of that is to get more done in 5 days than you would in 5 months. We've got John Lee Dumas has Ignite Your Webinar. He shares exactly how he's made over $1 million using webinars in his business with Entrepreneur on Fire. You've got our course called the Product Launch Formula, which is a course that we sell for $1,000, and it's how to take your passion and to take what you're good at, passion, and to create an information product, and create an online business out of that, and to monetize it and launch it to the marketplace. And so we brought lots of people through that course. It's incredible. We sell for $1,000. It's our gift to you with a bundle. We have Brian Tracy, who has time management, a course in there, and leadership. And so this bundle is literally $6,070 worth of value. You even have Mike Pisciota and Robin, who are our partners on the Life on Fire Summit. If you don't know them, you definitely want to find them on Facebook, get to know them. They're absolutely incredible. They are partners on this very virtual summit. And their course in the bundle is about building your email list, which is an asset we all need to have in our businesses. So what's awesome about that is it's only $97, and you're getting all the $6,000 plus in courses. You get instant access to them. And the cool thing is that the proceeds goes to Pencils of Promise. So we have committed, and we are fundraising all together. This is you, this is me. We've got Valerie on the line, Robin and Mike, Ryan, our team, all of us together. All of you are basically locking in arms, and by buying that bundle, you're supporting building a school. And the cool thing is we get to pick the country where they're going to break ground and build it. We can visit it one day, and it's such a great experience. I was in Guatemala this past August with my fiance Megan, and we got to see firsthand. And when you see the environment that they're living in, when you see the schools that are dilapidated and they're incredibly hot and they don't have the right supplies, and then you see a Pencils of Promise school that is just magnificent, and you walk in and it's literally 15 degrees cooler inside just because of the ventilation, the technology, how they build these things. And they put them up really quick in about 90 days. And so we were out there getting our hands dirty and literally volunteering to build a school and got to see firsthand. And I got to tell you that, $97 donation, you're going to get the Business on Fire bundle, but you're going to also be able to feel great and proud that you've been a part of this, a part of building a school with us. So just want to encourage you to do that at just businessonfirebundle.com. And the way we look at it is, if we can, build a business, if we can give back at the same time to me and to all of us with Life on Fire, that is what is incredible about building what we call, what Adam Braun refers to as a for-purpose business. We're not just out creating success stories for clients or making money. We're making a good, honest living, but we're also giving back along the way. And that is a big core message that we have, is that in business as an entrepreneur, it's about the journey. It's not just this end destination where you wait to retire when you're 65, or if you're an entrepreneur, you sacrifice, and one day you're going to be happy. The way we look at it is, we want to give you the tools. We want to equip you with innovative marketing strategies. We've got some of the most incredible entrepreneurs teaching everything from mindset, networking, marketing strategies, how to publish books on Amazon, become a bestseller, and all of that is so that you can take your passion, your purpose, and grow your business with that, and live an absolutely incredible life on fire. And so that is the essence, that's the mission of this virtual summit. As you know, if you're tuning in right now and hearing my voice, seeing the screen, this thing's completely free. And so what we just ask is, we'd love for you to interact, get involved with us. We've got Facebook comments on this very page. If you have any questions, definitely type in your questions. We will be doing a Q&A at the end. And I've got Valerie on the line who's going to be moderating, and she's going to be sharing those questions with me. We're going to talk through. And our goal is to help you grow your business with Facebook marketing and advertising. So the session here today is teaching a strategy that we've used not only in our business with Life on Fire, but we've used with many, many, many of our clients to grow your business, grow your bottom line profits. But there's other outcomes with Facebook marketing and advertising. Imagine how your business would change if you had a waiting list. What would, if you had a line at your door? If you have a physical restaurant or a retail store, but what would happen if you had more leads? Because the number one problem, the number one challenge that I find with entrepreneurs is that there's not enough leads. And you need enough leads to create enough sales to live the life that you want to live and have your business perform at the level that you want. And so the great thing about Facebook advertising, as you're going to see in this presentation, is that Facebook ads is, in my opinion, the absolute number one way to attract leads to your business. So if you aren't a huge fan of just being you're being a salesperson or you're selling, Facebook ads is all about giving first, adding value, giving first, and you're attracting people to you. And then at that point, you can add value and then offer them your products and services so that they want to buy and they want to share that. And the cool thing is that, it's not just, running Facebook ads and doing Facebook marketing and making a couple extra $100. This is designed to help you go from start the business to 5 figures. You're making 5 figures to go 5 to 6 figures. And we've got one of our favorite clients, I shouldn't say favorites, but one of our favorite clients, has brought in over $1 million extra by running Facebook ads, to their business. And there's so much potential. And when you think about it, out of all the ways to market, you've got everything from traditional marketing, you've got video, print, television, all these different forms of marketing. What is the most effective for your business? What's the most efficient? And what we're going to be sharing with you here today is what would happen if you put in $1 on Facebook ads and you got back 4. What if you put in $100 and you got back 400? How many times would you continue to repeat that process over and over to grow your business? And we're so passionate about this because this is one of the most effective ways to have more leads, build up your brand, and gotta say, if you imagine your brand, your face, your business all over Facebook, what happens is that it creates this perception. It creates this authority where people perceive that you're the best at what it is that you do. And when you consistently do this, you're able to charge more for your services. You're able to build up that brand perception, and have that waiting list, have the line out, at your restaurant or out your door. And that is so crucial and so key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over. I'm going to share my screen. Dive into this presentation. And again, I want to really encourage you to pop over to the Facebook
Back to real time.
comments. And to kick things off, I'm going to do this. Head over there right now and just type in, where you're dialing in from, because I know we have people literally from all over the world. So I'm going to go over, take a look, and just type in where you're actually viewing from. So wherever it is that you live, and let's see what we got. So I'm just going to have to refresh the page. All right. And just say what's up, say hello. All right, and you can just do that in the Facebook comments. And it's just so cool that by being virtual, we can stream this, and we've got people from all different countries, everywhere from Australia to England, Canada, all over the United States. So it's super, super exciting. So pop over to the comments box, engage, interact with us, let us know where you're dialing in from, or you're watching from, and then also be sure to ask your questions there, and we'll do our absolute best to answer them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to dive in. And I just want to encourage you to just, if you're here right now, I want to encourage you to just invest this time with us. We're going to teach you some strategies that have dramatically changed our lives and businesses and for our clients. And so, put your cell phone on silent, hop off of, Facebook at the moment, and just tune in, plug in. If you need to make your screen full sized, you can do that. We are going to be going through and actually showing you how to build campaigns as well. So just make sure that you're really focused here today, and we're going to dive right in. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. Cool. All right, so you should be able to see my presentation at this point. And I also just want to introduce Valerie shooting into the line. Valerie is not only an incredible, great friend of mine, but she has been my right-hand gal in this business. She's been responsible for driving hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue to our business by using Facebook advertising. She is the best at what she does. She has a background in teaching. She can take these big, complicated subjects like Facebook advertising, and she can help you make it simple. So Valerie Shootman, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Nick. Excited to be here. I love talking Facebook ads.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to dive in. All right. And I just want to say what's up to many of you guys that have been popping on the comments. So Balancing Point, first-time attendee, welcome. We've got Adam in Seattle, Washington. How you doing? We've got Michelle that is in California. So out in San Diego myself. We've got Ann on the West Coast, the Tampa Bay area. Okay, we've got a lot of Californians. Christopher out in Santa Rosa. We've got Indigo Vibes in London. Welcome. We've got Deborah out in Vegas. We've got Tim in Long Beach. Christine, who we're working with on one of our courses, which is awesome. She's in Walnut Creek, California, and many others. So welcome, guys. All right, and so what we're going to do here is first start off with, which I think is so incredibly important, is I want to have you just think about what are the dreams that you have for your business, right? So you're tuning into the Life on Fire. What is the outcome? What is the expectation that you have? How do you want this to change your business? We know that we're going to give you, we're bringing to you some of the most incredible entrepreneurs literally in the world, covering mindset, networking, marketing, purpose, and all of that is to help you grow your business, live a life on fire. But what dreams do you have for your business? Is it to go from $5,000 a month to $10,000 in net revenue? Is it maybe you've never broken the 7-figure mark and you're just looking for that edge to get your business past 7 figures, to make your first $1 million in 1 year? Is it to get to a 6-figure business? Do you want more time freedom in the business? So really, I want you to just think for a second and just think, what is the dream that you have for your business? Now, if you think of when you started your business, I feel like many of us entrepreneurs were all on the same page. It's, to have a business that you love, that you're helping people, you've got significance, you've got meaning, and you're able to change lives in your business, or create enough revenue so that you can support your family. Maybe it's putting your kids through school. Maybe you want to have one of the a husband or wife be able to stay home with the kids, whatever that may be. So what are those dreams that you have? What's one that you have? And what I want to ask you now is, what's holding you back from achieving it? Because this in lies everything from limiting beliefs. This lie, when you answer this question, you can figure out what exactly is it that's holding you back. And is it fear? Is it fear of stepping outside your comfort zone? Is it overwhelm? Facebook marketing, maybe it's confusing, or advertising, you've never done it before. Maybe you don't have the right strategy. It's time or it's money. But what are the things that are actually stopping you? And so what's great is that any of the fear as it relates to Facebook advertising, or overwhelm, or time, or money, we're going to debunk all of these things, because by the end of this presentation, you're going to know how to create a profitable Facebook marketing funnel, which can not only build your exposure and build your authority, but also drive you leads and help you create more cash flow in your business. And as Valerie walks through how to do that on the actual campaign manager, and we share with you this playbook, you're going to have that. So the fear comes up if you've never done it before, but we're going to give you the tips to make it so that it's easy to do. We're going to help you overcome overwhelm with Facebook marketing. We're going to give you the strategy by working with us, and we can save you a lot of time, because we run hundreds of thousands of dollars through Facebook advertising. Shoot, I even had an agency back in 2010 to 2012 where we ran many hundreds of thousands through our agency account. So we have lots of experience on what is working today, which is key. And so basically, our six-figure Facebook strategy, here's how we're going to help you. This is going to help you build your email list. This is absolutely critical for your business, because this allows you to follow up. And with online marketing, we want to help you attract the right leads, and those leads need to be then nurtured on an email list. So every single entrepreneur, I know for a fact, we all start at zero. But imagine what it would be like if you can snap your fingers, run Facebook ads, and build your email list to 1,000 people in a month. What if you wanted to have 10,000 people on your email list? How long would it normally take you to do that? And with Facebook ads, you can do it as fast as you'd like. And this has been our secret sauce behind Facebook marketing and advertising in the business that I had in 2010, and the same exact core strategy with Life on Fire. And that's why we're able to put in $1 into Facebook ads and extract $2, $3, and even $4 or more from Facebook advertising. The other thing is that we're going to share how this can help you create a celebrity-like brand within your niche. So we're not talking mainstream, on Larry King, but we're talking about every one of us has a niche. We all have an industry that we're a part of, and there's something special that happens that when you brand yourself and you market on Facebook and you leverage Facebook ads and you're seen everywhere, what happens is that people recognize you when you come to events. You end up having this familiarity where people feel like they know you, and it allows you to attract leads at a lower cost as you continue to do this, as you build up your brand. The other benefits is that as you do that, you're able to charge more. You're able to bring in clients with less resistance because they feel like they know you. So there's so much value behind creating that celebrity-like brand within your niche. And plus, lots of other opportunities open up within your industry as well. So next thing is how to be seen everywhere. And if you think about this, it's not just on Facebook. We actually are going to be talking about remarketing, which is when you drive people from Facebook to your offer, that you can use the strategy called remarketing, where then you can position your ads and yourself to be seen all over the web. This would be on sites like Pandora. This would be on MSN and major news sites, and that further increases your brand positioning. And it's not that difficult to set up. And what happens is it allows you to further just blanket your market with your message and be seen everywhere and drive more sales. And I want you to think about, have you ever been on a website and then you surf to another website and you feel like, I feel like that ad is following me, and what's funny is that, in my case, let's just say if I was on Zappos and I was looking at, a pair of boots or something, if I then went onto Facebook, Sure enough, the same exact pair of boots is on Facebook and it's following me. Then, I'm surfing on the web, I'm on Yahoo, and boom, I see the pair of boots again. And what happens is that they knew that I looked at them. They knew that I went all the way to the shopping cart, but I didn't buy, and something held me back. And so they're able to follow up until that I actually buy. And yes, I did buy the boots. So the thing is that imagine if you can set that up and have this unfair advantage in your marketing. Another thing is that when you set up your Facebook advertising, we're going to walk through a strategy with Valerie where when you're running what's called newsfeed ads, you can actually drive people, you can create engagement, you can drive likes to your Facebook page, and we have a like campaign that works incredibly well. And having a Facebook business page with a lot of likes, that does create social proof. Now, there's a lot of controversy about Facebook pages, being, you're not getting as much exposure when you do status updates, but that myth has also been debunked as well. So if you know a guy by the name of Brendan Burchard, his strategies is he just does more status updates. Instead of 1 per day, he does 4 per day. And, he's been able to drive over 1 million likes. And then in that scenario, he's driving hundreds of thousands of clicks every single week to the offers that he has. So he calls it circular viralocity. And just so having likes can be social proof for your business and also dramatically help increase your traffic. So at the end of the day, increasing your revenue is key, and also living a life on fire is what we refer to as a life that you love, where you love what you're doing for work, you have leads, you're attracting ideal clients, and you're making more money, you're able to do the things that you want to do in your life. You're able to live the dream that we were just thinking about in business. So our mission, our goal for you today, help you increase your profits. And so by focusing in on this, we're very confident that if you employ this strategy and you take fast action, that you are going to increase profits. And when you do it right, because it's efficient, because Facebook ads can be very time effective, you can actually get more time back when you do the strategy correctly. So I'm going to just do a quick overview of my journey. And so here's the thing. The only reason I share this is because in 2010, I had a business that failed because I used traditional marketing and advertising. And I found myself, and basically I ran, I was encouraged to hire an advertising company, ran TV commercials, didn't work, they weren't targeted, and I found myself $50,000 in debt. And I share this because imagine how quickly from $50,000 in debt to then saying, you know what, I need to find a better way. If traditional advertising, traditional marketing doesn't work, then what is the solution? So, on a credit card, I started investing in myself. Now, that sounds a little crazy to invest on a credit card, but I knew that if I just had faith, if I believed in myself, that I could get the right education and get to where I wanted to go. So that was the dream that I had. I made a decision to invest in myself. I bought courses on internet marketing, Facebook advertising, and I got the right mentorship. And by getting the right mentorship, I was able to build my business, created an agency in 2010. Within 2 years, I sold it. In 2 years, I sold it for over $500,000. In 2 years, that is so crazy. I mean, I still pinch myself thinking about it. And the reason is because I ran Facebook ads, was able to build up enough customers, build up enough cash flow and enough revenue that my biggest client wanted to acquire the business. And so it was at that point when I started Life on Fire. And then you know what? I did the same thing again. We started Life on Fire. We did 6 figures in our first 60 days. And that was only reason. We started again at 0 with Life on Fire. You're talking in less than 2 years ago, Life on Fire, our revenues were 0, just like any business that started. And you know what? We started and we did exactly the strategy that I'm going to share with you here today. We ran Facebook ads. We drove ideal customers. We built up our email list, and we're able to sell our courses. Where we are confident that we're the best at teaching Facebook advertising. We do a done with you service where we basically look over your shoulder and help you with your ads and help you optimize and help you create revenues. And we just continue to teach that, continue to run Facebook ads, and we're able to get Life on Fire well over the $500,000 in revenue mark incredibly fast because of Facebook advertising. So that is the big difference, is actually advertising on Facebook. And to me, there is no faster way to grow your business. I mean, there's everything from live events, you've got sales, you've got cold calls, you've got advertising, on television, radio, print. You can do Google SEO. You can do all kinds of different things, but this is the difference, is Facebook ads can drive profits the fastest. And also, I just want you to think about, what would your brand and what would your business be like if you were everywhere on Facebook, where everyone in your niche knew who you were and people were coming to you because they see you everywhere. And you have that brand positioning where people want to hire you. They want what you have. They want, to be a part of your movement, of your tribe, because they keep seeing you every single day on Facebook. And to get that, and to get there, we've got what we call the 6-figure Facebook marketing blueprint. And we're going to dive right in. And this right here is absolutely critical. This is the most important aspect of the strategy, which is you want to take your Facebook ads and you want to drive those Facebook ads directly to what we call a lead magnet. So in your market, when you identify who your ideal target market is, you want to think, what is the problem or the frustration that they have? And if your Facebook ad is the solution to that, and it's totally free for them to get it, that is what is attracting them to you. So the cool thing is that your lead magnet, all that's happening is they are exchanging their email, and in return, they are getting free content. They're getting free value in getting into your marketing funnel. And that's why this thing looks like a funnel. So a lead magnet can be doing a live webinar. A lead magnet could be a video series. A lead magnet could be a free report, a PDF. If you have a brick and mortar business, that could be a coupon. That could be an offer. And so the key thing is that when you're running Facebook ads, bring them to that lead magnet. And then the next thing, after they opt in, make a sale. And this is one of the key things. This is a discovery that we've had in the past few months that has been an absolute game changer in our Facebook ads. Because this is how we're able to put in $1 and get back $4. Because when you're running your Facebook ads, wouldn't it be nice to get your money back instantly? So if you put in $100, imagine if you're getting 200 back within 24 hours. And that is the key. And oftentimes people think that they can't make a sale that early, that they have to nurture the relationships and then they can make a sale down the road. Well, the way we look at it is, you need to offset that advertising expense so that it allows you to continue to advertise on Facebook and to continue to do so at a profit. People are always asking me, how the heck do you have the budget to advertise on Facebook literally every single day? And it's simple. It is literally this slide, because when we run ads, we can then make a sale. That sale offsets our ad expense. Then we do a webinar, because webinars is gives you the highest likelihood of conversions, gives you the best revenue opportunity. So our lead magnet that we love to use is a live webinar, because we can build connection, we can add value, and then we can sell. We can share something with them that is going to further add value, and that creates profits right on the spot. And so the great thing is that all of this entire process, all can happen in as little as 7 days, 10 days. But the great thing is that you're offsetting your ad expense as you go by making a sale along the way. Now, the next thing is that as you have your leads, then you just want to follow up and continue to add value and convert. And so, I forget the sales trainer that said it, but the fortune is in the follow-up. And I've got a great example. We've got one of our friends and clients, Vanessa Horn. She, didn't have a huge budget, but she was incredibly targeted with her Facebook ads. So in her, at the time, she was doing business consulting in the network marketing industry. So her background, was getting to the top of Arbonne, and she was a network marketing expert, and she built huge teams, and she had a lot of knowledge to share, a lot of resources to share. And so we identified that her target market was actually distributors in the company called Arbonne. And so just imagine how simple this was. We just ran ads that targeted people that liked the Facebook page Arbonne. And her messaging was so tight because she knew what their challenges were. She knows that people that are trying to get what was called senior vice president, which is this 6-figure position in Arbonne, their challenge was duplication. Their challenge was leverage. They're feeling like they're having to continue to chase their tail, and they're working their butts off 60, 70 hours a week, but they're not getting ahead. And so her webinar was called How to Leverage Technology to Get to Senior Vice President. And so the only people that saw that ad were people that were in Arbonne. And so if they were in Arbonne and then they saw the ad and they're saying, man, I do want to get the senior vice president, which is a 6-figure position. And yes, I do have the challenge. I do want more time back. I do want to create leverage in my team. So her ads were incredibly efficient. And what happened is she ran Facebook ads. She then did a Google Hangout. And at the time, we didn't know the strategy of making a sale. But what happened is that her Hangout had tons of tech issues. She had never done one before. And, this is back when Hangouts were just a train wreck with tech issues. And she did it, and it was a disaster. The audio didn't work. It was a train, it just didn't work well. But, we looked at it and said, Vanessa, you've got 200 incredibly targeted leads. So all you have to do is just follow up with them. It's not a dead deal, even though it didn't work. You didn't make, revenue on the spot. But what happened is she took those leads, she followed up, she offered a free 30-minute consultation to help them with her time and to really add value for them. And she got quite a few people to take her up on that. And she did over $20,000 in revenue. And all of that happened inside of 2 weeks. So even if you mess something up, with the right coaching and consulting, you can still pull out that, the revenue. So the cool thing is that you can see that it was so targeted and so focused, where if you picture running a commercial on television, that is so broad, so generic. Facebook ads gives us the ability to zoom in all the way and target and drill down. Another example is, back when I first got started, I consulted the largest mortgage company in Connecticut. And, they were very accustomed to radio advertising. They were very accustomed, they did a lot of billboard advertising, which is incredibly inefficient. I mean, you're just catering with a billboard. It's just people driving on a highway. You know what I mean? And so instead what we did is I said, all right, guys, who is your ideal target market? And they said, well, granted, this is back in 2010, the market was still recovering. And they said, our bread and butter, 70% of our portfolio is first-time home buyers. And I said, who makes most of the buying decisions? And they said, we're finding that most of the buying decisions in the household comes from women. So we said, okay, perfect. So your ideal target market is women who are interested in buying a house. And then so I said, well, how are we going to add value for them? And they're like, well, we do these first-time home buyer seminars and we advertise them on the radio. And I was like, okay, well, why don't we do this? We're going to run Facebook ads. We're going to target women that are 21 to 30 years of age, which was their sweet spot for first-time home buyers. And we're going to target women that are engaged. And we're going to run an ad on Facebook that says, congratulations on being engaged. When you're ready to take the next step to purchase a home, be sure to download the M.O.B.E Mortgage Home Buyer's Handbook. And so what happened is that they targeted women 21 to 30 years old that were engaged. It caught their attention because it's like, here's an ad on Facebook on the right side saying,
Hey, Nick, I'm going to hop in here. Your audio's talk.
Okay.
It's really staticky right now.
One second.
And while Nick's changing out the microphone, I am in the comments section. So if you guys have questions you want us to address, please ask them in the comments. We'll be glad to. Nick is great on the strategy. I can handle the actual questions in the Facebook ads themselves, how to set them up or how to do conversions, how to do tracking, any of that stuff. So go ahead, Nick, take back.
All right, so cool. So I've just swapped out mics. I don't know what is going on. I've got this high performance, $400 microphone. But how does this one sound?
Much better. Much better.
So I want to really just have you guys dive in and think about this example, because this to me is another just a great indicator of what can happen with Facebook advertising. So that ad drilled down, targeted women that were engaged, 21 to 30 years old, that lived in Connecticut, which is their target market as well, and said, congratulations on being engaged. When you're ready to take the next step to buy a home, be sure to download the M.O.B.E Mortgage Home Buyer's Handbook. Now check this out. What happened is that to get it, they had to put in their email. As soon as they did that, they instantly got access to a PDF, a free PDF that had all the steps about buying a house. And guess what happened? They built up a huge pipeline of people that were interested in information about buying a house. We knew that after they got married, that's a common next step, is to buy a house. And who are they going to call? They're going to call M.O.B.E Mortgage and get pre-approved, follow their steps. They stayed in touch. And then M.O.B.E Mortgage had that lead in the very beginning of that process. And they were able to even leverage the lead and then refer the person to a realtor and build relationships with realtors. And that process was incredibly efficient, and that changed their marketing forever. That changed how they do business. And that right there is just one of the countless examples that we have. So it's just very efficient, very targeted. And what we want to do is, as we go through the strategy, we're going to help you think about, as we go through examples, how we can frame this for your business. So the next step here is I want you to think about, in this example, did any of you see status updates in there? Because I know that one of the biggest overwhelming factors is, shoot, you know what, Nick, I don't have time to just be on Facebook all day. I don't have time to create content and to interact and engage, and it's just overwhelming. What am I going to say? And you know what? The great news is that in that example that I just shared with you guys, status updates is not a part of that. For the majority of my career as a Facebook marketing expert, I didn't even create content on my Facebook business page. It only was until I brought, Valerie and I started working together that we started creating content on the Life on Fire page, because that can create a time, that can be a time suck. The return on investment isn't fast. I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely great, but it can take you forever to build up enough engagement to get people to where you want to go. So the great thing is Facebook ads to your offer is efficient. You make money on the spot, as opposed to just creating content and just spending so much time on content. So that is one of the big myths, is that, you have to have this big robust content strategy, and you don't, which is cool. So what is possible with all this? I shared an example with Vanessa, M.O.B.E Mortgage. John Lee Dumas, one of my best buds. He's #1 on iTunes. His company is Entrepreneur on Fire. In a very short, 3-week engagement, $1,700 in Facebook ads to make $14,000.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Inside of 2 weeks. What would you do if you put in $1,700 and made back $14,000? Okay. I mean, that's, that would look real nice. If you can picture that in your savings account, that would look real nice, paying off debt or paying off your mortgage early, or, obviously not in full, but, that's just extra cash, extra revenue back to your business that you can use to invest, that you can use to pay off debt, or whatever it may be. Kathy Wagner, great example. She had not had any experience whatsoever on Facebook marketing and advertising. What I love about this story is that I taught her what to do, right? We didn't manage it for her. We taught her what to do. This is what we call our done with you package, and all I did was, she came to me and she had a product launch that was not working out. She had done it year after year. It always worked out, always created revenue. And, she does retail consulting for brick and mortar businesses. And she was totally just broken, and just came and said, listen, I don't know what is happening, but it's just nothing's working. No one's buying, my consulting package. And I said, listen, don't worry. Here's what we're going to do. It's just a problem with leads. You keep going back to the same list that you have over and over and over with the same offer. We just need to get you new leads. So she invested a little over $1,500 in Facebook ads. We walked through, and because Valerie and I have been doing this for so long, we're able to guide her on the targeting. We're able to just show her the playbook that works. She ran the ads, brought people to a webinar, and that night that she did the webinar, on the actual live webinar, she did $21,000 in revenue that night.
Incredible.
In addition, she then had leads. She was then able to follow up. And that helped her business so much that it totally changed her trajectory in her business. So that was so key. Also, Joe Polish, this is a really cool, situation. So he's the founder of what's called the Genius Network. And, he did, this was 2 months ago, he did a live stream, kind of like what we're doing now. His team, they did $2,500 in Facebook ads, made back $60K in revenue. And think about that return on investment. That is crazy, to put in $2,500 to make back $60,000. Great thing is that Valerie and I were working with Joe, and we're doing our Done With You package as well. And we are looking, working with them on the ads, working with them on their funnel. And we're doing a live stream on November 20th where we expect to increase the budget and to put up way bigger numbers as well. So super exciting. And, Joe is a very influential guy, one of the most connected entrepreneurs I know, and it's just another example. What's really cool is from Facebook advertising. If you have any interest in learning Facebook ads as a skill, and not only is this going to help you set you in your business, but that skill, you can share it with others. Once you learn this skill, you can leverage it in your business, and then you can share it with other people. So Damon John from Shark Tank, this guy is incredibly successful, incredibly hard to access, and yet I met him at Joe Polish's annual event, and I walked up and just said, "Hey, listen, man, I would love to build a business relationship with you, and I know you've got a whole portfolio of companies, and I want to make you proud, man." I was like, "I want to make you proud. I want I want to look at your campaigns. I want to have my team, have Valerie Shootman, and take a look, dive into your campaigns, and I'm so confident that we can help you reduce lead costs. That it's just my gift to you, and my goal is that that's going to build a relationship with you, and that other doors are going to open up." Shook my hand and said, "Thank you." People are always trying to take, and you're giving first. So we set up the call. Valerie knocked it out of the freaking park and crushed it, and added so much value for their organization that I'm now going to LA and on Monday, this coming Monday, and I'm shooting a 3-hour interview with Damon John, and we're working together to create a product together. I mean, that's crazy. You think about what's happened is that not only is Facebook ads great for your business, but you can leverage that skill if you do want to learn the skill, in your business to help out other people as well. So, so now to dive into Facebook ads, what I'd like to do is just to share with you guys kind of over the shoulder with us, and how we set these things up and how they work, so that you can take this very session and that you can feel comfortable, you can feel confident creating your own Facebook ad and getting your own results fast. So the first very big thing is you want to make sure that you've got your ads put together, and you want to make sure that your ads are going to be congruent with your offer. So a couple little things. If you notice, this is a Facebook ad. On the next page, this is our Life on Fire Virtual Summit opt-in page. Notice the similarities in the color and the branding. Valerie did such a good job with this. And I want to bring you on just to talk through, how what is the technique to setting to, for the copy on this ad, and then we're going to get to the landing page.
Sure, no problem. Like you pointed out, the branding is consistent between the ad and the landing page. So that is key. So they think that they're in a safe place, that they're not being led astray. So can't emphasize that enough. And then as far as the ad itself, you'll notice that it's written from a personal perspective. People are on Facebook to interact with their friends and family. They're not there actively searching buying keywords like they are in Google. So you have to make your ads match whatever platform you're on. So in this case, in Facebook, you have to have it a personal context of what people are expecting on Facebook. So you can see I did that for Nick and just tried to use his voice. Another thing I find is I did the 24. If you can get numbers in there, that stands out. I capitalized the "and." You can do certain things like that to help stand out particular things in that text, because you don't have the opportunity to format with bold and so on. Another thing, you can tell the more personal of it than the stuffy corporate style advertising. Hop on board this puppy, and Nick says that a lot. He's always saying this puppy, and smiley faces.
I do love puppies and smiley faces.
There you go. And it helps it stand out. So that's in the post section up above where you're seeing the image. And sometimes I break that up. Sometimes I do it all in a paragraph like this. Sometimes I break it up. What I always do is test different ones against each other and let the clicks determine what's working. I may think I built the best ad ever, and then it doesn't really get the clicks, or the cost is high. So I try to make sure that I always go to, I do make sure I always go to the reports and see what's actually working instead of what I think will work. And then the image there, this is called a link share style ad. And what I love about this ad, and I've tested multiple ads over the course of the past few months, and I keep going back to some other styles to see if they're converting better than this link share ad. And this one to date is still converting the best. And I think a big reason why is because anywhere you click on that image, on the headline where it starts off with free event, on the description below the headline where it starts off with click here to get, anywhere in that area you click, it's going to take you to the landing page. Okay, that's really different from some of the other styles of post engagement or just putting up an image and having the link in the descriptive text. They've got to do 2 steps. And anytime you make it more steps for people, then you're going to have drop off and not as good conversions, which of course relates to higher conversion cost. So again, link share ad, and I'll show you when I go to set up an ad exactly how to do that.
In that,
or go ahead.
I was just going to say that right there. So all you have to do right there, just jot down the 2 words, link share. So there's lots, and as you're going to see in just a few moments, you're going to see that there's so many options with Facebook ads and types of ads, but a link share ad, this is what is working the most effectively, to Valerie's point, with all the reasons that she shared. And I want to highlight too, this is, if we kind of zoom out for a second, at a high level, think this is really, really interesting, that at a high level, Facebook, they want ads that are going to be engaging with people. They want ads that are friendly. They want ads that aren't going to essentially anger their most important asset, which is the Facebook users. And so what happens is that if you've got ads that are really in your face or selling, or they're negative ads or they're fear-based ads, like they don't want that, because people don't want to be on Facebook looking at baby pictures or maybe creeping on their ex, boyfriend or girlfriend and seeing that stuff. So what happens is that Facebook rewards you for having ads that have what's called a high click-through rate. Click-through rate is also referred to as CTR. And so all that means is that the more friendly your ads are, the more likely people are to click on your ads. What happens is that increases your click-through rate. And what that does is it actually drops down your cost per click. It reduces your ad costs. And so what's so cool about that is that's Facebook rewarding you for having, more friendly and engaging ads. But when you do that, you're able to save money. So, Valerie and I will, go into a company and they might be spending $8 for an email opt-in, and by doing it our way, we call it good guy marketing, or I should say good person marketing. By doing it that way, what ends up happening by making your ads personal, by making your ads congruent and in language that how you would speak as opposed to stuffy and corporate, that it will increase your click-through rate and drive down those costs per click, which is super important. And you'll notice all that engagement down there, all of that is really, really good stuff, not only for social proof, but it's also great because it's going to further drive down your actual cost of the ads. And what's crazy is that, if we fast forward to today, this very ad has, over, I think, 1,500 likes. It's got lots of comments, and we've got, I think, over 350 shares. So how cool is that you can run an ad on Facebook and then people share it to their network? I mean, just imagine how much growth you can get out of your ad, how much viral exposure you can get, and that's part of being seen everywhere. So I want to flip to briefly talk about the landing page, Val, and then I want you to share just a resource or two about how someone can set this up. Because I know another big challenge is, how do I set up the actual page? How do I make these things?
Sure, and just flip back to the ad. I want to point out one more thing there real quick. You'll see click here to get. So I'm giving them the call to action. I can't stress how important that is. A lot of people don't realize they can click down there. So when you're saying click here, you click it and you go to the landing page. So make sure you include the call to action on your ad. Okay, that's all I wanted to say about that, because sometimes it's left off. So for this landing page, again, it's congruent. The button is right there. You can read about it, but you have instant access to be able to do what you want to do, which once you click the get free access, you put in your name and email address and you're off and running. An interesting thing that came up for this particular campaign was we tested this long form and we tested a short form. For this particular campaign of the virtual summit, the long form actually converted the best. Now, typically what we found in the past on most campaigns and most niches, the short form converts the best. So again, why you always need to test and see what's actually working at that moment in time for your particular campaign, your offer, your niche. So then as far as resources, how you can
And
easily...
real quick, though, I just want you to share. So give us the difference between long form and short form. Just what does that mean if someone's brand new?
Sure. So what you have up here on the screen is just a screen capture of the long form. So it was more information on the summit, more details, and you had to scroll down through. And it had a couple of different places where you could click the button to get the free access. Okay, and that's what we call a long form, where you have to scroll and there's more and more information. You bringing it up for me? Yeah. So you can see there's quite a bit of detail on here. It tells you the purpose. Again, there's the button so you can get free access. And then it even goes into the different speakers that are on the summit. You can hover over the faces, see who they are, what they're going to present on. So it gives you more information. And again, opportunity, you might have noticed the top, middle, and bottom with the button, the call to action, so you get all of those in. And then the cause. Nick talked about in the beginning the Business on Fire bundle and getting all those products, and the proceeds are going to Pencils of Promise, which I think that's a big deal. That's what helps differentiate us from others, is that we are giving back, and this is our cause. So all of that information is contained in this long form, along with who all is putting on the summit. Now, in the short form, it is very short. It's typically doesn't scroll on most devices, and it's one button. It's very simple. A little picture, a little headline, very little text, just boom. Here's the call to action. Here's what we want you to do. Click the button, put your name and email address in. And then with that short form, you're basically eliminating choices, eliminating that on the fence sitting. So they make the decision right away. Yes, I'm going to click the button and put in my name and email address, or no, I'm not. What I want to say about both forms is that then on the thank you page, I think that thank you page is a pretty underutilized page in most cases, but that thank you page, especially for the short form, is where you can add more value, you can add more information. You've already got their name and email address. That's the place to put your video and tell them more, or ask them to go like your Facebook page or join your Facebook group or look for the email with this subject line, those types of things. And you want me to go into our thank you page here, Nick?
Yeah, and so I think what's awesome is that making these landing pages, there's a resource, just leadpages.net, and they have templates. So all the tech, all the overwhelm of how do I do this, or I'm not a graphic designer, I don't have a big budget for that kind of stuff. There's templates and examples that they have, and I mean it's literally you can use that technology. And I mean, you're just using an editor where you're just typing in your copy. You can upload a photo if you'd like. You can use their templates. It's super, super easy.
Yeah, and one thing on Lead Pages that I love is they have a little checkbox that you can select that gives you, in descending order, the best converting templates. So you don't have to figure out which one's going to convert the best. They will sort it for you over all of their users. So I love that. For Lead Pages, I love how easy it is to put in the conversion tracking code, and I'll get to that when I build an ad, but that's how you tell what's working, what's not, and tell the cost, but they make it super easy for that. And then as far as the graphics, Canva is a great one. If you don't have Photoshop, you don't know graphic design, don't know that, Canva, Canva.com, makes it super easy to bring an image in, put a little bit of text on it, and export it in the format you would need to upload to Lead Pages. So those two in combination can get you a long, long ways towards this process.
I love it. Well, cool. I'm just going to zip through this piece just so we can stay on pace for time.
Yep,
So this is the once someone opts in, this is the key thing. This is a huge takeaway. This was a big discovery throughout this past couple months. And this is exactly what I was talking about, is if you can offset your ad expense as your leads are coming through. And what's awesome in our case, what we did is that once someone opts in, it says you're registered, but wait, we've got a special offer. Many of you have seen this, and here's where we have the Pencils of Promise, the proceeds of this going to Pencils of Promise. So we chose to take this and make this, part of our fundraising strategy to build a school. And, we just, what we did here is we took the speakers that are on this very summit and we just asked them for some of their digital courses. And in Michael's case, Michael Burnoff, this is his live, actual coaching on the telephone. But what's great is that, this is an irresistible, it's an awesome offer. And, for $97, they can take advantage of it. And that, cash, of course, goes to Pencils of Promise. So in your case, it can be one of your courses. It could be, time with you, whatever that may be, and let that offset your ad expense, which is super important. And what we're going to do now is we're going to, I'm thinking about, we could, less than 10 minutes, go through and walk through, and we're going to highlight some of the really important aspects of building out a Facebook ad and campaign that will convert and that will drive revenue to your business. So what I'm going to do is I'll stop the screen share, and Val, if you want to take over and let's dive in and let's show some of the secrets and some of the things that we've found that are working incredibly well for us and for our clients.
Sure, no problem. So you should be able to see my screen now, right?
Okay, let me give you, boom, there we go.
Okay, perfect.
And so guys, if you have questions, just feel free to type them on the comments below, and we'll do our very best at the end to get your questions answered. So cool, back to you,
awesome.
Val.
Okay, so I'm in the Ads Manager dashboard. I'm going to click Create Ad right here, this green button. And what it's going to do is come up and give me a bunch of choices here. And this is what Nick was talking about. These different choices, you don't know which. It's a lot of time testing. I can tell you right now, for what we're talking about to drive opt-ins to a webinar, which is, the focus of this particular session, website conversions, definitely. That's what we want to do. Okay, and then you're just going to put in your URL in there, and I'm going to pop up my little notepad, handy dandy notepad here. This is what I do. I create everything on here so then I can easily just go copy and paste it. I do that just backup purposes, and things do happen, so sometimes you have to redo it, and if that's the case, then you have it there handy. Then, because we did website conversions, I'm going to be able to select a conversion tracking pixel, and in this case what I want to do is the registrations for the summit. Okay, and you can set up those conversion tracking pixels under the conversion tracking pixel. You can ask in the questions, I'll show you that, but I want to try to get through this particular ad. The main point is these conversion tracking here helps you see what's working, what's not. So then if I click continue, it's going to come up and essentially build the campaign for me. And, okay, we changed a little here. As Facebook always happens, it used to be the image was up at the top, now we're down at the bottom. So my actual interface just changed on me, no worries. So I'll do this first here with the creative. It brings in whatever picture is on the website URL. You can use that or upload one to your library. I'm just going to select one that I've already done. How about we just do this one for now? And these images for this link share style ad, and when I said website conversions and you put in that URL, that's what I'm meaning by a link share ad. That's where anywhere you click within the picture, the headline, the description takes you to the landing page. And for those particular ads, what you need is an image that is 1200 by 628. Mine's going to be cropped off a little bit from the one I created. But again, in Canva, you can create that free image tool that I told you about. So I've got the image here. Now what I need to do is select my Facebook page. So I'll come down here and select Life on Fire. And then, boom, it pops up what it's going to look like. We've got the news feed, the desktop news feed, mobile, right column, etc. So you can see what each one is going to look like. And then you have your choice to put in your headline and that descriptive text. So I'm going to just pop here and copy what I had for a headline, like that. And It should change it right there, okay? And then I am going to put in this part, which is this text down here. Oh, wrong part. You can see I did that. Hold on just a second. Sorry, let me copy and paste this one. And that's what we want to put in there. That's going to come up there. And what I want to put in here, where I had the call to action, I have to actually go down here to show advanced options. And now I can grab that, what I had copied before with the call to action of click here. I'm just going to paste that in there and you'll see it show up right there. Okay. And then what you can do, you can leave it like this, or you can actually put in a call to action button. So you can say sign up, learn more, download. I found those buttons worked really good in the beginning. I found they haven't worked so well lately or after a while because everybody started using them. Now I'm starting to test them again, but I don't have good data as far as one versus the other yet because that's still in testing. So I would encourage you to test that and see what works for your particular thing. Then if I want to take a look on mobile, I can see what it looks like on mobile. Make sure that it's not truncated off and doesn't show the important stuff, and also that your landing page looks good on mobile. Now, Lead Pages has what's called responsive landing pages, and those do look good on mobile, but just make sure before you're paying running ads to mobile that it shows up correctly on mobile. So essentially, that's all the creative built.
And I want to just dive into mobile. So, and we had a couple comments about mobile. And so, what is so interesting is that there's some really, really exciting stats that just the amount of people in the world that have access to a mobile phone, and it's way, way more than people that have access to a desktop computer or laptop. And so the opportunity on mobile is absolutely incredible. And so what I love about M.O.B.E pages, to your point, Val, is that just by having and using that, you don't have to worry about the tech. It's automatically going to be mobile optimized, and it keeps everything simple for you, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I love that aspect of Lead Pages. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up here and create the targeting. And I know, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but she had asked how, once she gets likes to her fan page, how does she target and add to those people that have liked the page? So that's what I'm going to show here. You've got all sorts of other things here. Of course, you can put in your location, you can put in your demographics, your age, men, women, etc. If you have interest, you can put those in here. This would be essentially competitors' pages or other pages that your ideal target audience would have liked. But so I can answer this question and show it for the person that asked it in the comments. For your page, you're actually going to come down here to Advanced Connection Targeting and click on that. And then you're going to enter in your page right here. Now, I will say you can only put pages in here that you are an admin of. So you couldn't put a competitor's page in this section. But this is the perfect spot to put your own page. And that way you are targeting exactly to those people that like your page that are within these demographics set up here. Okay, and so that's set. That's who we're going to target this ad to. And then it just comes down to your budgeting, how much you want to spend. So you can spend, Nick was talking about cost and how he advertises on Facebook every day. A lot of people don't realize you can spend as little as $5 a day and still get results in a lot of cases. All of my like ads, that's what I do, is $5 to $10 a day. So keep that in mind. For when I'm doing testing of conversion funnel ads like this, I usually like to go in the $10 to $25 range to test those targets and see how they're converting. So I'm just going to put 20 for this one. Here's another thing here that is kind of interesting. We pick the website conversion, so it automatically has this button optimized for website conversions. That's what I would completely encourage you to leave up there instead of doing these other two. And why I encourage that, when you have that conversion tracking pixel in place, one, you can see what's happening and track it. But two, when you select optimize for website conversions, you're leveraging the power of Facebook and the history and the data they have, because what they do when you select this button is they say, okay, everybody that is in this target group that has had a history of doing website conversions, that's who we'll show it to. So Nick, that is powerful, right?
Oh, that is so critical and so key. So I want to make sure everyone totally got that, because that is a game changer with Facebook ads. It's huge.
Right. So again, website conversions, that allows you to leverage that data and power Facebook has. And then it's as simple as giving it a name here. Whatever you want. I generally name it what the webinar or the offer or whatever it is, the funnel is, along with what my targeting is. So I'm just going to do webinar X and then LOF. So that's typically how I would name the ad set. And then it's as simple as placing the order. I mean, once you place the order, click the button. I'll have to go back and stop this because it's not exactly like I want. But so that order has been placed here. One more quick thing I want to show people. When you're doing different targeting, so I just targeted Life on Fire. Maybe next I want to target Nick Unsworth page. I can create similar ad, and boom, everything is the same. I don't have to redo it. I save so much time clicking that create similar ad. Everything's set up the same. All I have to do is go change my targeting. I mean, literally everything is here and set up. Isn't that cool?
That's so key. And a couple things what I want to do is I'm going to grab the screen back, and what I want to do is I want to highlight a couple things that are really, really big takeaways. And so basically, that if you think about what your niche is and what your market is, just really, really keep in mind that there's a couple very big leverageable things on Facebook marketing and advertising. And the ability to market to your own audience is key, because they already know you, and you already have rapport with them, and you can get your offer and what it is that you do in front of them. Now, outside of that, it's really important that you drill down in your targeting. So targeting, when I think of like what are the biggest levers or leverage points in Facebook marketing and advertising, and it's definitely about the targeting. So you heard the example of the mortgage company targeting women that are engaged, that are going to be getting married, that odds are they're going to be interested in getting a house at some point because they're first-time home buyers. And so that was very, very targeted in the state of Connecticut. In our case, we have our event in December called Ignite. Now, this is so crazy. Imagine if you're doing a live event. I mean, that can be scary because you're like, I hope people come. There's all kinds of fear that goes through your mind. And the big challenge with live events is putting people in the room. And, with our event in December, we're running Facebook ads targeting people that live 100 miles within San Diego where the event is being held. And imagine how efficient that is. Now, we can also drill down and target people that we know for a fact are entrepreneurs. We've got John Lee Dumas speaking at the event, so we can target people that like John Lee Dumas and tie in his fans. We can put a picture of myself and a picture of John, boom, and say, if you like, Entrepreneur on Fire, you're going to love the Ignite event in December where John's speaking. So think about how targeted that can be and how efficient that message can be. So your targeting is incredibly important. And think of it this way. It can be as simple as targeting your competitors. So all you have to do is just think of who are your top 3 competitors, what are their Facebook business pages, and you type that into the interest, and then you're able to target your competitors' fans, right? So it's super, super efficient. You can drill down and really target exactly who you want to. And, in our case with our event in December, it's amazing that we can run Facebook ads, and there's a $97 refundable deposit, and we can put in, we started, it was, 36 or so dollars, and we're getting the $97 back, because we kind of saturated the market. It started creeping up and up and up, but we were still cash flow positive. And so the whole thing is that we're able to continue to fund our ads. And the key thing, something that is really interesting there, is that this is another huge, huge discovery and takeaway on Facebook marketing, is that for the past few years, everyone has known that you've got to add value first. We talked about our model with the lead magnet. So we know that is that is one of our best strategies, and that's one of our best strategies to build your email list authority, be seen everywhere, and build a six-figure business. But what's crazy is that we're going Facebook ad and directly selling tickets to our event in December. So we're going Facebook ad directly to a sale. That is very rare. Like that is something that we would never have done before because it would never work before. But to me, that's the maturity of the platform. That's the maturity of Facebook advertising. And if you have a really irresistible offer, you can make that happen. So we're just being efficient. We're just going from an ad directly to our event, and we're getting people to register for our event. They're booking their hotels at the hotel, and they're coming. And so that's super, super key. Now, we've also ran ads where we've taken an ad and we've run and targeted that to the people that are fans of the speakers in the Life on Fire Virtual Summit. So we're able to run those ads directly and actually sell the bundle directly. Now, if we spend $36, $40 on ads to make a bundle sale, in that scenario, there's $60 that goes to Pounces of Promise right off the bat. And anyone that that buys the bundle where we're not using ads, $100 of $97 of $97 goes to Pounces of Promise. But that's another example that if you have a truly irresistible offer, you can go Facebook ad directly to your offer, which is really encouraging, and this is another new discovery. So keep that in mind. On my screen, what you're seeing here is just the concept of making a sale after opt-in. So we talked about the value, the benefits of building your email list, but I really want to encourage you to do this because it will offset your ad expense. And building a buyer's list is an incredibly big leverageable asset for your business. So that's another way to further add value, build rapport. And so once someone opts in for a webinar, once someone opts in to get your lead magnet, if it's a PDF or a free report, whatever that may be, then you can make that sale like we're doing with the Business on Fire bundle and offset your ad expense, which is key. And another big factor with the strategy is if you think about where can you increase your profit in this scenario, is you can optimize your Facebook ads, right? You can test your targeting and see what's working the best. You can optimize the lead page that we talked about. Maybe you're trying a different headline. Maybe you're changing the color, right? But there's another way to optimize, which is getting more folks to show up live. And when more people show up live, if you sell at the end, then there's more people there to hear your offer and to purchase. So some of the ways to increase your show-up rates would be adding a phone number to the registration, and that can be, you can use text. There's a service called Call Loop. You can use different softwares that when you get the opt-in, you can have an optional field where they put in the phone number, and you'd be really surprised. Over 40% of people put in the phone number, and then you can just simply send a text reminder to show up live. And the more folks that show up live, of course, the more you're able to sell on that live webinar or on that live stream or hangout. So that is key. And a big thing, so Val talked about tracking. When you use lead pages, when you use that conversion pixel, it's called on Facebook, I know it sounds complicated, but it really isn't. All the tracking you can look at inside of your Facebook campaign manager. And the whole thing is that we just want you, if we moved a little fast here, one of the big takeaways is that every entrepreneur, you've got to just know what your math, know what your numbers look like on Facebook. If you're in business and you don't know your math and you don't know what your numbers look like on Facebook, in my opinion, you are leaving so much money on the table. What is the cost? What is your opportunity cost? What is the cost of missing out on this? If you don't know, there could be a tremendous amount of cash flow. There could be a tremendous amount of brand building you could be doing on Facebook ads. If you never test it, you'll never know. And so what's crazy is that if you run your campaign, if you start with $5 a day or $10 a day, start small, if you can put in $1 and get back $4, you can reinvest those dollars into the business. And so the big thing is that, when we're working with a client, our goal is, and we work with lots of clients that don't have any cash flow to start. And our goal is to help them create cash flow so that they can run Facebook ads, because as soon as they know what their math looks like, that's where you create quantum lead growth. Because if you can run ads that are cash flow positive, you put in $1, you get back $4, how many times would you continue to do that over and over and over? So this is where we've been able to help a client bring in an extra $1 million into the business, which sounds like a huge number. And granted, it is an absolute huge number, but it's all because of the additional leads, the additional traffic on Facebook ads. So if you don't know your math, you now kind of have seen the most of this presentation so far, and I really hope that this inspires you to say, you know what could you be leaving on the table? What is the cost of not trying this? Could you be leaving $5,000 a month on the table? Could you be leaving $500 a month on the table? So if you don't try this, you'll never know. And I think that every single entrepreneur needs to know their math and needs to know how much money they could make on Facebook advertising. And I want you to think about what it would be like in your business and how your business would change if you're able to drive in additional revenue and get a 4 times return on your ad dollars. And if you were to put in $1,000 and get back 4,000, shoot, even just an additional $2,000, how does that change your business? How does that change your life? Does it allow you to buy more inventory? Does it allow you to extract more cash out of the business? It could be to put your kids through school. It could be to pay off a car, pay off debt, pay down a mortgage. So receiving the additional cash from Facebook ads is definitely awesome. So I already covered this. The Facebook myth has been busted about selling directly on Facebook, which is awesome, very encouraging there. And what I want to do is, at this point, there can be some, overwhelm or thinking like, all right, so I'm now got it. I now understand I need to be advertising on Facebook. I need to know what my math is. I do want to, get my business and break that 6-figure mark, or I want to go from 5 to 6 figures or 6 to 7. I understand that Facebook advertising is the best opportunity to drive new leads into the business, to bring in, leads and sales. And our goal is we want you to start living your life on fire. We want you to take your business to the next level. That's the whole point and the whole purpose of this Life on Fire Virtual Summit, is to get there, but to get there faster. So the things that we shared with you here today, these are things that you can implement, and you can definitely go out and you can definitely implement these things right away. You can catch the replay, you can implement them, and focus on it and get the results that you're looking for. Now, doing it all yourself, there's 2 choices. Doing it all yourself is awesome, and that's a grassroots way to go. And we gave you the strategies, so you have what you need to do that. But the other option is you can hire us to do it with you. And so the way we look at it is, if you are inspired and you know that you can leverage this in your business to make more money, build up your brand, be seen everywhere, then we are the shortcut. So Valerie and I, we've done this with many, 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 many clients. We do it on a coaching level. We do it with you. We've done it with very high-profile clients like Damon John from Shark Tank, Joe Polish, many, many others. But when you have us on your side and we're able to look over your shoulder, then how much more money can you make? And so what's interesting is, one of the fastest ways to grow your business, one of the fastest paths to major success is investing. It's investing in yourself. It's investing in the right mentorship. It's investing in people that have already done it, that have expert experience, that have mastered this. With over 10,000 hours into this, we are masters with Facebook advertising and marketing, and can help make the whole process very, very easy for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to share how Valerie and I can literally work with you and help you implement this, which is very unique. This is not just access to video tutorials and things like that. This is actually working with us, and we're going to help you leverage Facebook ads. So very excited, if you can't tell, but we're just so fired up because we've got a handful of folks that are already on board, and we've got a very special offer for you guys. And this is how you can get Valerie and I on your team, and it's live Facebook advertising coaching. And it's done with you. So we're going to work with you hands-on to attract more likes, leads, and quote, ideal clients. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to help you live an amazing lifestyle, live a life on fire. And when you're having 2 people that are experts that have done this time and time and time again and have a history of creating results and success stories on Facebook, then the question is, do you want to be one of them? Do you want to be one of the success stories? So we are, on a mission to build an additional 25 success stories and be able to share those stories later as we go through the virtual summit. The question is, would you like to be one? Do you want us to help you make this happen fast? And so our goal is increase your profits with Facebook ads. And if we can help you leverage this platform, drive leads to your business, then what if you didn't have to cold call? What if you didn't have to do some of the other marketing channels that are just laborious and you don't like and they're not fun? And by doing that, what if you decided to give back? We're giving back Pencils of Promise. Can you make more money in your business? And could you use some of that money to donate to a cause that's really meaningful and important to you? So our goal is to help you increase profits, reduce hours worked, and then live your life with purpose. Live a life on fire. And so the outcome of the course is we want to help you build that authority by being seen everywhere, all over Facebook, be able to charge more for your services, have that waiting list, outside of your restaurant, of your business. If you're online, have a waiting list for your products and services and your programs. Build that authority up so that you are continuing to build and refine your expert status, drive thousands of likes to your business. We've got like campaigns that we've mastered, and we have the exact language, exact targeting on what to do in many different niches, and building your email list. If you had an email list of 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 extra people, how would that change your business? Launching a product, leveraging Facebook ads is another incredible strategy, something that we've spent a tremendous amount of time. We've invested in ourselves. We've done lots of launches, but I help you launch your products and services on Facebook and ultimately attract clients fast to your business. We want you to help you set this up, put in dollars into Facebook ads, and then get back a positive return on your investment. So what we're including is 4 live business coaching training sessions. This is totally live. We will have replays in the event that you weren't able to make it. And the benefit of live is that this is us being able to share screens together, look at your campaigns. We're going to start very simply with helping you get really clear on what is the offer, what is the lead magnet that you want to put together. We're going to help you with things like headlines. We're going to help you with things like setting it up and how to use lead pages. And then from there, how to design your Facebook ads, how to optimize them, how to target them. And we're going to walk through that live, and we'll have plenty of time for all kinds of Q&A to make sure that you're not left behind. Make sure that this is not just a course that you buy and don't do anything with. Our goal is to help pull you through the process and create a success story, and we guarantee it. So we're also going to even throw in 4 live hot seat sessions, and these sessions are really to cut through and make sure that by giving this this live over the shoulder attention, we're able to really help the feelings of overwhelm, help with getting set up, copywriting, conversion tips, and getting everything set up fast so that you can go to market, that you can run Facebook ads and create conversions fast. Also going to throw in instant access to one of our previous courses. So this is one of our flagship products. We've sold this many, many times to hundreds of entrepreneurs literally all over the world. And we'll give you instant access to one of our previous sessions. So you can, if you want to, dive in, get ahead, you can certainly do that with the instant access. And we're also going to throw in our access to our 6-figure Facebook marketing or marketer course. And so for anyone that is in the industry of social media marketing, or you're a consultant or a business coach, we're going to teach you how to leverage Facebook ads in your business and how to use that skill to then get hired to manage other people's Facebook ads, or get hired to consult other companies as a Facebook advertising expert like Valerie and I. So we're going to share, how I was able to build up and sell a business inside of 2 years. So, this is really valuable for you if you are a marketing consultant and you want to really master the skill of Facebook advertising and you want to leverage it to get clients. And so that is what this course is about. We're going to throw in resources, templates, copy, contest rules. So we've got relationships with everything from graphic designers, we've got tech resources, we've got everything you need to be successful with Facebook ads all wrapped up in this live course together. And then throwing in our Facebook group. So our Facebook group is very vibrant. We've got entrepreneurs from all over the world, and we've got a great culture. Everyone's very excited to be in there and helping each other out, getting questions answered fast. And there's a lot of networking too that happens in there. And we've got people that have gone into business together. We have business partnerships that have formed from being in the same network with us with Life on Fire. We spend a lot of time, networking and marketing. And, I think if If you guys saw any of our ads, you see that we're everywhere, online, and we take a lot of pride and we invest in our network. And the cool thing is that we've got great relationships with tons of key influencers, and you get to tap into that network in our Facebook group. Throwing in also, let's get to our live event in San Diego called Ignite, which is 3 days, and we even have a walk over hot coals together. It is totally awesome. We're throwing that in. So to sum everything up all together, we're going to go be over your shoulder. We're going to lock arms and help you set all this up together as a done with you course. It's 4 focused live coaching sessions together for $997. We've got 4 live hot seat sessions for $997. Instant access to our 4 video advertising video sessions, $997. Instant access to the 6-figure marketer. We sell that for $997 as well. Resources, templates, copy, $297 value, private Facebook group, even a ticket to our event, Ignite. So, totaling all this up, the value is $4,382, but the value we've been able to get to our clients is way more than that. Because when you run Facebook ads and you're able to leverage that in your business, we've got examples of clients making 5 figures in their Facebook ads. So the value is in my opinion much higher than this, but this was a conservative approach at the value. And so what we're going to do, even throw in a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. We're very confident in our delivery. We're very confident in what we do. We get great results for our clients. We create success stories, and we've got a great reputation in the industry. So 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. And you can hop on our live calls. You can pick our brains. And you know what? If we don't over-deliver to the level that I'm saying here right now, then boom, no questions asked, get your money back. And so basically, our special offer for you guys is you can pick up the Facebook advertising done with you course for today for $997. So all of this, getting Valerie and I on your team with you, done with you, over the shoulder coaching for just $997.
Like something we
want to make this accessible for everyone. We want to make this something that could be an easy impulse decision and say, you know what? I need these guys. I need these guys on my team to help me figure out what is my math, what are my numbers in Facebook advertising. But love the smiley faces, but wait, we're going to make it a little bit sweeter, and we're going to hook you guys up and do it for just $697. And we even have a 2-payment option as well. So we don't want money to be something that holds you back, because here's the thing. You either think of this as an expense or you think of this as an investment. And an expense is money that is lost. An investment is money that is going to get you a return. So by putting in $697 today, Val and I are going to work with you, help you set up your campaigns, help you rock and roll with Facebook advertising and drive revenue with your Facebook ads. And what could you make? Could you make $1,000 in your first 2 weeks? Could you make $5,000? Everyone is at a different place. Our job is to work with you, help you get this set up, help you get this optimized so that you can create a profit by buying this course, create a positive return on your investment in this course in us. So we've got this for just $697 and the 2-payment option. So totally making this accessible for you guys. And so the first 10 people, what we're going to do is we totally love rewarding fast action. What we found is that entrepreneurs that make fast decisions and take fast action ultimately end up becoming some of our best clients. And the reason we call them best clients is because they become some of the most successful success stories. And because action and implementation is everything. That is the trick. Everyone's always asking, Nick, what is the trick to, how are you growing Life on Fire so fast? The trick is fast action. And so we know that we want to reward you for taking fast action. And we're going to throw in our video marketing course, which is Video Marketing A to Z. That's how to get videos ranked on the first page of Google. And we did that with Marie Andros. And so we want to reward fast action. So,
I think I got to do
what
it.
I would suggest is this is the time we're like, all right, so I know I want to, know what my Facebook marketing math is. I know that I want to grow my business. I want to have more authority. I want to live the dream. I want to get my business to the next level. I'm sick and tired of where I'm at. And at this point, you want to grab your credit card. You want to get ready because you want to be one of the first 10 people and have Valerie and I helping you out personally. Now, we're also going to throw in for the first 10 that take action, we're going to throw in what's called our Insiders Club. So this is weekly calls. And these are group calls. And this is just meant to give you more time and attention. So, things that are coming up, you can stay plugged in with our community, stay plugged in with our tribe. Let us help you get your business to the next level. And that is weekly calls for a full month. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to pop the link on the screen. And then all you have to do is go to that link. And you definitely want to be one of the first 10 and jump on board the Facebook Advertising Done With You course. And Valerie and I are going to lock arms with you. We're literally going to guarantee your success story. And we're going to help you. We're going to help you on these live calls, make it happen, and make profits with Facebook advertising. So here we go. All right. So here is the link. And all you have to do is make a decision, take fast action, and go to lifeonfire.com/Facebook. And again, it's lifeonfire.com/Facebook. We've got a coupon code, SAVE300, and that will get you to our page. And then all you have to do is pop in your credit card information, hit submit, and you will be joining us on the inside. You'll be hopping on live calls with us, and you're going to have two of the top experts in the Facebook marketing industry helping you out to make your campaign successful. So,
do it, right?
Valerie and I charge lots of money. We've got clients that pay $3,000 a month for 2 30-minute sessions with me. We've got a VIP day that's $10,000 for a 4-hour day to look at campaigns. We're to the level of Damon John is having us oversee and take a look at some of their campaigns, and we're doing this and hooking you guys up for $697. So make that decision and take action and go to lifeonfire.com/Facebook, and be sure to enter the coupon code SAVE300. So super excited. We already have some folks on board, so I do want to just say a big congratulations, and we're excited to be live with you. We're starting very soon on the course, and we're going to take any overwhelm, any confusion, any challenge. We're going to wash that away, and we're going to guide you through a process. We're going to guide you through a process how to set up your lead magnet. We're going to walk you through how to use lead pages, how to get it set up. If you need ideas on your headline, or shoot, I'm struggling, I don't know what my target market is, or how do I target on Facebook, that's why we're doing it live. Because when we're live together, we know for a fact that we can help you implement. We can help you get this done. And so, we're so passionate about this because this is the fastest way that we create success stories in our business by leveraging Facebook ads. So make a decision, take fast action, and head to lifeonfire.com/Facebook. And so, Val, I want to have you pop on, and I want you to share why you're so excited to work with them.
Oh, sure. I am so excited. I love helping people. I love teaching and sharing that knowledge of what I have and what I've seen work over and over again. I love teaching other people that so that they can take that and implement it in their business. One thing I thought when I first was getting started was like, how can I help the most people? And what I quickly discovered was my resources are finite as far as the amount of time I have in a day. But if I can teach other people how to do it, then that's how I can personally help the most amount of people, teaching others to do it so they can go implement it in their business and have the success in their business that I've been able to do for you and John Lee Dumas and Damon John and others that I've worked with.
I love it. I love it. So we're on a mission. We're on a bit of a warpath to create success stories. And if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comments below. You can also email directly. You can email support@lifeonfire.com, and you can even call 888-530-5215 and get any questions answered, because we are here to help you take your business to the next level, and we're here to help you with your Facebook ads, because this has been the number one factor of growth for us, for many of our clients, and it's something that's worth sharing. And I've got to say, once you have the skill, once you have the ability to run Facebook ads and to do it profitably, then there's nothing that can stop you in your business. And when you are solid and you're able to bring in sales, then you can have other inefficiencies in your business, but when you have sales, you're never going to be in trouble. It's the sales that matters the most in business, and your support and the way that you handle the customers that you have. But when you have that lead flow and you have enough people to talk to and you have enough people to buy your products and services, you're able to leverage that income to delegate, to outsource, to bring on other team members, to be able to have the quality of life that you want. So Facebook ads has just been an absolute game changer for us and for our clients, and we're just so passionate about sharing it and creating success stories. So we're going to help you create this skill in your business that you can leverage for years to come, and we're going to do that on the live sessions together. And the thing is that when you've got two Facebook experts on your side to help you with your strategy, help you with the optimization, then you can't lose. And we're literally guaranteeing that the fact that you're going to be profitable with this, and if not, you can feel free to take us up on a 30-day money-back guarantee. And I do want to ask too, and I want you to think about what is the cost of not doing this. So by not running Facebook ads, what's being left on the table? And if you take it a step further, what would be the cost of not working with Val and I is what happens is you can take exactly what we learned today and you can get awesome results. But what's so interesting is even if you make, let's call it $3,000 a month, you're paying $1,000 in Facebook ads, you're bringing in $3,000. But working with us, what if we could take that same exact budget and turn it from making $3,000 to making $5,000 per month? And that's one of the biggest pieces, is that having the expertise, knowing exactly how to optimize campaigns, there's a leverage factor. There's leveraging the IP or the knowledge that Valerie and I have to take your campaigns, bring it to the next level. So this is great if you're just getting started, never run ads. We'll be here to help you do it. And we've had many large companies. I've even consulted Facebook Safeco Insurance, and they're $1 billion company. And they brought me in. We had a $250,000 deal with them, and that was to help them on their Facebook marketing. And so, whether if you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, awesome. Going to help you build up your email list authority. If you're a big box brand, I love it. You're going to find that Valerie and I, we're at the top of the game in this industry, and we'll be able to help create a strategy for your business as well. So all of this will be delivered live with you. If you can't make it, we have the replays that will be available, and we are guaranteeing the success. So now, any questions that are coming back? I know that the Facebook comments is a little clunky, but any questions there?
Yeah, I've been answering them as they're coming across. There's a couple here that maybe you could chime in on. A couple of MLM people that are asking how Facebook ads might be able to help them. I answered them as best I can, but I know that's kind of more your specialty as far as the strategy for MLM.
Yeah, and I think I shared an example a little bit earlier, which I think is
with Vanessa.
Which is a great one because Vanessa, as a consultant in network marketing, and we ran, Facebook ads. She did a Google Hangout. Even though the technology didn't work for her, she still brought in 200 leads and turned those 200 leads into over $20,000 in profit. So that was a really, really awesome scenario. So it can work. The thing with network marketing is, as a distributor, there are certainly things that you have to look out for. So Facebook, there are some limitations with network marketing. So if you're to go off on your own and to run Facebook ads, as a distributor, if you don't know all these things, you might find your Facebook account getting banned or getting all your ads disapproved. But we've had plenty of clients in that industry, so we can guide you on the best practices on how you can drive leads for a network marketing company. So we've worked in lots and lots of different niches, and we can absolutely help you create success with a network marketing company. And I've been there. I did network marketing back in 2000 to 2004. And having leads in a network marketing company is incredibly important. I know it's a word of mouth business, but when you have leads, you can build more relationships and create more word of mouth. So that is key.
Perfect. And I'm doing a refresh right now. A lot of particular questions about different funnels and just different little tidbits here and there. But I'm not seeing any more questions. If you guys have any more questions that you want us to answer while we're here, we'd be glad to.
Val's just so good. She's just answering them as fast as they're coming in.
I can type fast.
Do want to acknowledge Rob Tepper saying, I need you guys on my team. What's up, Rob? Yeah, man, definitely for sure. I mean, we've made this as accessible as we probably ever will make it. We've sold this course for $1,000 in the past, filled it up with no problems, and created success stories. So we wanted to really just, provide an awesome discount and make this, a gift where we can teach the skill. You guys will walk away with campaigns in your Facebook ad campaign manager that you guys can continue to run. Once we're done with the live course, be over the shoulder, done with you, and lock arms and help you guys create the success story. So that is cool. And I see a question about exactly what do I get. So let me answer that for you. All right, so I'm going to be super quick here. Just kind of buzz through this again real fast. So what we're getting or giving you guys is 4 live coaching sessions. We're going to walk through your strategy. We're going to walk through your lead magnet. That could be anything from headlines all the way down to how to set it up and resources. We're going to walk through building your Facebook ads, and most importantly, optimizing them so that when you put in money, you're earning that return, you're building your brand, and you're also driving leads to your business. We're going to do hot seat sessions to make sure that everyone's getting questions answered, and that will keep you guys moving as fast as possible. And then instant access to one of our previous courses on Facebook advertising, instant access to the 6-figure Facebook marketer, resources, template, and copy, and a ticket to our events Ignite. And then if you are one of the first 10, we are going to hook you up with our video marketing course and also our Insiders Club, which has weekly live calls as well. So we are pulling out all the stops, and if you just go to lifeonfire.com/Facebook, and what I would encourage is that this is one of these things where if you want to grow your business to the next level, if you're looking at where your business is at, and you don't have the growth that you want, maybe your business isn't meeting the expectations that you've had, or you're looking for something. If you're looking for a way to have more leads, have more authority, make more money in your business, then what's going to change? Like what can you do that is going to be different? And out of all the forms of marketing and advertising, I just have not personally found a way that's more efficient than Facebook advertising. So there's lots of strategies to get leads, but this is one that is leverageable. You can set this up. You can not only do one, campaign and create income, but you can do this every single day. We run ads on Facebook every single day, and that is a huge asset to the business when you have that skill. And Valerie and I will be over the shoulder. We're going to hook you guys up and totally help you, set this stuff up and be successful with it. So lifeonfire.com/Facebook. Be sure to enter coupon code SAVE300, and you don't want to miss out on this. So I would go ahead and grab it now. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can go to support@lifeonfire.com, and you can even call 888-530-5215. So we're here to help, guys, here to help you rock it with Facebook advertising, and we will be live on the next virtual summit session, and we're spicing it up. So the virtual summit, we've got everything from screen share trainings like this, where we've got lots of it flying all over the country. We've got lots of other sessions that are MTV Cribs style, so we've got lots more to share and give to you guys. And what we love is being able to offer you a course like this at a discount and be able to work with you guys, create success stories. We'd love to share the success stories later on in the summit too. So anything else, Val, in closing?
I was going to say, we've got some people hopping on board, and maybe we should welcome them.
Absolutely.
Okay, how about Robert? Welcome. And Jason, welcome. Looks like Jesse and Ann, welcome. I'm getting more excited. I love training people up on this. Greg, Karen, and Alan is what I see so far. So you offered for the first 10 people, right, that jumped on board?
Absolutely. Well, I just want to say acknowledge you guys, a huge congrats. I think you're going to find that Valerie and I are going to give you 110%. We're going to really help you guys grow your business, and this is our passion. Facebook ads has dramatically changed my life and my business. From 50 grand in debt to building and selling a business in 2 years is crazy. And really just a big congrats, to have the, take fast action. And it's so crazy. And I'm just going to say this now, that for you guys that just jumped on right now, you are the ones that are going to be some of the most exciting success stories, because there's something that happens, fast action. It creates momentum in your business. And out of all the different things, when I think about all the different ways to grow your business, it's like, you got to have your marketing down. You have to have a skill like Facebook ads, and making fast decisions. That's how you get time back. It's all the I need to think about it, and all those things and all those thoughts that go swirling through your mind. It's actually fast decisions that give you time back. It's fast decisions that create leadership qualities in your organization, but it's the fast action in doing, and learning experientially. This is not just going to be Val and I just, flipping through slides the whole time. This is like, all right, guys, we're going to roll up our freaking sleeves. We're going to help you get it done. And it's the fast action. And that's why we put so much effort into this, and we reward the fast action takers, because we've done this so many times. We've brought hundreds of people through this, that we know that the fast action, there's a correlation to the people, and we can see it. The people who get the fast action bonuses, and then when we're on the live calls, they're the ones that are usually doing things fast too. They're the ones that are getting the pages up, and we're then optimizing for them. So just a huge congrats on that. And we're going to give you 110%. So welcome to that. Welcome to the program. We're going to rock and roll. So sweet.
And Jason had a question. He asked, are the live sessions a group session or individual? So maybe you can go over that again.
Yeah, really, really awesome question, Jay. So here's the thing. What we find, and we do this at our mastermind events in person, and we do the same style on the phone. So here's the thing. When we do the live sessions, this is a small group. We're not talking hundreds of people. We have 25 spots. And you heard a whole bunch of names. We have a handful from before, so this is going to fill up fast. And the thing is that the great thing is that on these sessions, when you hear us helping someone else with their target market, with their targeting on their Facebook campaigns, what happens is that you're able to see from an observer role. You're able to see how we're interacting and how we're helping someone else. And what happens is that it becomes really obvious to you. It becomes really obvious why we're saying what we're saying, and why we're optimizing it the way that we're optimizing it. Because the interesting thing is, when you're in the hot seat yourself, it's hard to see your own business. That's why, I'm a business coach. That's why yourself, it's hard to see your own business. That's why, I'm a business coach. That's why I have a business coach. That's why business coaches are so important, because when it's your own business, it's so much more difficult. And so when you're in the hot seat, we're going to give you a ton of value. But what's so interesting is that when you're seeing other people in the hot seat,
Can you hear me?
and you're seeing the challenges, you actually become aware.
Hold on, let me just turn this
the
off.
strategy. You become really aware
Let me just
of
turn off
what's holding them
this.
back. And so that when you're in the hot seat, it's like, oh shoot, I'm doing that thing that Marty did, where I'm marketing to the wrong target market. So it becomes.
Hey.
Hey,
Hello.
what's happening?
What's happening?
Yeah.
So I called you earlier, but
Yeah, I've been on this training, which is really good.
okay. So about the website, like, I don't know what's the problem, why they cannot make the clone, and I don't have the skills to figure that out.
Did you look into it? Did you find out exactly what they did?
I just see the screen she attached with the error message.
Yeah. So that's
But
just.
like, I don't know how to edit or develop websites, so I'm not sure if I can figure that out.
Well, then it's either you or me. If you want, we can share screens and I can do it. I've got. Let's see. Titch's meeting was canceled, so I'm pretty available now to get this stuff done. So if you want, we can work on it right now.
But I don't know what can I do with it. It's something.
Well, I can teach you. I'll show you what I'm going to do.
Isn't it like they cannot come up with any solution? Isn't it their competency, or to solve this problem?
They don't want to take a chance, so I think that we need to direct them. So, and anybody who you hire needs direction from their manager, and so we need to give them direction. And you can tell them to go off and solve it on their own, but then they might have problems. So I would rather that we spend 30 minutes and see if we can give them that direction so that we know. But
yeah, I was just wondering, if we tell them this is what has to be done, and
well, the thing is
maybe
that
hire them to.
for you and me,
Yeah.
we need to get on the same page when it comes to timing because this stuff isn't going to ever get done if we don't make sure that we're giving them specific deadlines and following up quickly. So I don't I don't want to leave things in their hands if I'm not confident they can get them done. I haven't seen that work from them. I haven't read everything about all of the services that they're responsible for and they're not, and I just want to make sure that this gets done. So I'm willing to spend the time to clone the new2 website using that tool and to make sure that that exports correctly. I would prefer if they had done that, and then to import it and see if I get the same error message. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I would have what you can do or we can do together.
Okay.
And if we get the same error message, then we know that they're not incompetent. That's helpful. So, but I did get back to her and I asked her, actually, where is my message to her? Maybe it's in Skype. I thought I asked her to do the next step. But anyway, that's what I can do right now that I just got off of that training. Do you want me to do it and call you back, or do you want to do it? I can share my screen and we can do it together.
Well, share your screen, and then I can see what you're doing.
Okay, hold on.
Because for sure, I cannot give you any, ideas on that. Like I have no idea how to do that.
No, but you are pretty competent when it comes to this kind of stuff, and this is the only idea that I have. It's the only idea I would think that we can either walk Lorna through it or we can just do it ourselves. This is one of those things where I'm just happy
Well,
just to.
yeah, but just like you said, it's actually going to be a good check on.
Yeah.
How do you say that? How
competent.
Competent are they?
Yeah.
No, my problem is I'm calling you from my phone right now. So I was wondering if I log in to Skype on my computer and you can share your screen, but can I talk to you on the phone?
It'll connect to one or the other, not to both, unless you log in with a different Skype.
Because I can, and I tried with a headset and it doesn't work, and I Googled that.
Well, you don't really need to see very much. You can just listen, and I'll just do it. You can see what you can see, right? You actually can see my screen. It's just kind of small. So let me just go.
Oh, hold on. I see it now. Well, it was at my ears, so I didn't even see anything. Yeah, but I won't see the details.
Right. So, but there's not much details. There's just I'll tell you what I'm doing. So I'm logging into the new2 website, and then I'm gonna look and see if they cloned that and see what the time is on there. And then we'll go to we'll take that.
First you have to go to the new2, right?
Yeah, start at the new one. And then go to WP Clone, the app on the left-hand side.
I don't know. I don't even see what you're doing because it's so small.
Well.
Hey, Rob, you have Viber, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna, just share the screen on Skype so I can see it on the computer and we can talk on Viber.
On my.
Oh no, because can you talk on Viber on your computer? No.
So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna.
It's kind of blurry. It's not sharp enough to see.
Right. There's nothing to see. It's just that I'm choosing to create a backup.
Okay.
And it says it may take a few minutes. So I said okay. When I look here and I look at the dates, it doesn't look like there was a backup that was created since November 4th. So today is November 6th, so I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why.
Maybe, oh no, it was not the GERD. you know, because she tried, but then she said, yeah, she's not sure how to do it.
Yeah, it might have even been me, but I don't think so. Just 2 days ago. Anyway, right now it's still waiting, so it's in the process of creating, but I can see on the bottom left it says waiting. And so in the meantime, I'll log into the other domain, the robtepper.com, the same way. And I should also go to the robtepper.com before I do anything.
Did you receive your battery yet?
I didn't receive it yesterday, but I can go right now and look in my mailbox. If for any, I do believe that the battery is going to fix the problem.
I think so too.
But if it doesn't, then I heard there's going to be these Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, coming up.
Well, but iPhones, they don't do anything.
Yeah, what they are doing for the iPhone 6 is that with the plan right now, it's $200 for the iPhone 6, but they're saying that several different vendors in that sale are going to do it for $100, but it's still not. I think after talking to Michael, I think that what I would do is buy an iPhone 5 for $250 and get a prepaid $50 a month service like I've got right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Because otherwise, I'm paying through to just paying for the iPhone 6 way too much money. You saw that I fixed this, right? I think I said it was
Yeah,
done.
I saw that.
So
I got your email about that.
I just wanted to log in there to make sure that that they hadn't already finished this, because otherwise we'd be wasting our time. But obviously they didn't. Okay, so now I'm logging in there and going back to this page. Okay, so here's my new backup file. And so now I should just be able to copy the URL.
Okay, then this is the new too, right?
Yep.
And then what? You copy the URL?
URL right here
Okay.
of the backup file.
I see.
And then I'll go back to my website. Now before I do it, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to export my pretty links just in case, because I know I added one. I think I only added one. I have the backup.
Are they really pretty, or they just call it that way?
If you like my name, they're pretty. Otherwise, they're really ugly. How's your roommate situation going?
Well, it's good.
Yeah?
Jay stayed only one night, Monday night, so they left Tuesday night.
Oh, okay.
So he's not here anymore, and Brian is not here much.
Oh.
He trimmed that plant in the backyard, but he trimmed it so much that no more flowers on it. Why did he do it this way? And I saw him when he was doing it. I said, don't do it, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
No, it's just, yeah. And now it's like, oh my gosh, like just barely some flowers. So I don't know why he did it that way. And of course, leave everything in the backyard. So then why you don't trash it then? There's a lot of branches there.
Yeah, he does half the job.
Yeah, half the job, and it's whatever.
All right, so now I'm going to WP Clone. I exported the pretty links, so that way, just in case, that's the only thing out of all of these different plugins that I'm concerned about. Okay, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say restore from URL, and then I'm going to paste that, and then I'm going to agree, and then I'm going to cross my fingers. Now this is where they would have gotten the fail.
From URL,
This is where it would have failed for them.
What is that checkbox?
Well, they were right. So I wonder if I have to empty this out first.
Which one?
RobTepper.com. Let me go to my WP clone and
Yeah, because maybe it can restore from that very own theme, right? But I don't think maybe that's not the way how you transfer one website to another domain. No?
hold on. Let's look at the advanced settings.
But you know, if I would just Google it, how to transfer one theme to another domain, I think I will find the way to do it.
I'll call you back in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. What's
I
happening?
tried calling. Are you on your cell yet or no?
No.
Oh, so how are you able to text me?
Through iMessage.
Okay. Now, did you see what I just sent you?
Through what?
Skype.
In Skype?
Yeah. I'm sorry to be abrupt, but this Liz Acosta. Do you know Liz Acosta? M.O.B.E?
Acosta? I don't think so.
Okay. So she's been working with me to try to settle this, and I guess she's been going back and forth with Athar, and she's getting to the bottom of it, but she needs to confirm everything with you, and it's all based on this goddamn Bahamas trip. And she says that customer service is supposed to be handling this directly with him. So that was the Kathy Flynn, right?
What about Kathy?
I said I'm just quoting from her. She said customer service is handling this directly with him, so she must have seen that somewhere. So she's asking, have I spoken to you? So is that relating to Kathy Flynn? Or is that somebody else?
Customer service is handling this directly with him. So the answer is that the last response was through Matt's Facebook, and it was Kathy Flynn. It came from Kathy Flynn, and she said she's working on it. And that was after I handled it through customer service, through the back office properly, and they told me that Athar and Matt were personally handling it, and then they closed out that ticket. So it'd be good to let her know that as well. Very inefficient.
Yeah, right. So, well, at the end of the day, she's going to need to hear, from you.
Yeah, so on Skype or what?
Skype.
Yeah, so let's just get connected. I'm not connected there, I don't think. Let me see if I am.
It seems like she's the go-between, and that she would be. Well, I guess we could try a phone call. All right, so let's see if we can do this.
There's a lot of Liz Acostas. Do you know what is her Skype?
I do. Let me just see if I can. Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says busy.
Liz Acosta 24. That's what I needed.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's try to strike while the iron is hot.
So this is going on with her right now?
Yeah.
She's in Orlando.
Yeah.
And so that's the latest.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a group for the three of us as soon as she adds me.
Okay. I'm going to let her know right now.
Okay.
I'm going to try one more time, just so we don't have to fucking bounce around again. She seems lovely
Good.
and very responsive.
Awesome.
Let's see if she answers here. It's not busy.